And so, which inspired my words of inspiration by Thomas Merton, who said, "Love is our true destiny. We do not find the meaning of life by ourselves alone. We find it with others." So, all right. So let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, everybody, now stand and face Paul. No, okay. All right, ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And in, taking us back, as a lot of people know, I was in the 18th century this weekend. But in 1763, the French and Indian War was ended when the Treaty of Paris was signed and France cedes Quebec to the Great Britain. So they're still arguing over that one. In 1840, Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom marries Prince Albert. So that was a romance made in heaven, and he died about 20 years later, and she never quite got over that. And then in 1861, I think we've all felt this at one time, Jefferson Davis was notified by telegraph that he had been chosen as the provincial president of the Confederate States of America.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? That's a cause. And also today, in 1930, Robert Wagner was born. So the actor and producer, Robert Wagner, Natalie Wood's husband a couple of times. And so that is what's exciting happening today on February 10th. So let me see, we have, let's do an introduction. So let's start with everybody online. Let's do, say your name and one word to describe your weekend. We'll start with you, Lane.
Busy.
Busy, okay. Let's see, Elia, tell us about it.
So Elia Renteria, and it was bombulating.
It was what?
Bombulating.
Bombulating, that is a beautiful word. I know, bumbulating. I'd rather be bumbulating than bubbling anyway. And Robin.
Robin, hi, my name is Robin, and it was, I'm blessed.
Blessed, okay, marvelous. We'll start over at this end of the room with Kathy.
Kathy Dudden, and it was carbs.
Steve?
Eagles.
Eagles. Oh, there'll be a lot of that.
Howard Kummerman, mother-care.
Mother care, okay.
Tamara Armintrout and unpacking.
Right?
Paul Andreessen, pruning.
Pruning.
Fig tree.
Now, Jesus, did anything happen for you this weekend?
Jesus Leon elated.
Rosita Enriquez, there was an event at the Honda Center. It was wonderful.
Right? Well, what event?
Magic Johnson came, and Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid?
Quaid, yes, and
did they do some one-on-one or what?
No, they were encouraging people who want to start, a business. It was just beautiful. And then Bethany Hamilton, have you heard of her? There's a movie about her. Her arm was chopped by a shark, and she just encouraged us, to go through fear. There's no limits. And other wonderful speakers.
So your one word would be inspiration.
Inspirational. And my husband was there with me, and that was just wonderful.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Barbara Griglashevsky, sad.
Sad. Oh, yeah. Got a memorial service, right?
Yeah.
And Adam, I was a revolution. Yeah, it was quite glorious. And we have some birthdays this month. Kathy's birthday is on the 20th. So 10 days from now.
Happy birthday.
So they're going to be, so I guess after that meeting, we'll just talk very quietly, so splitting hands and everything.
Well, you get a day off that Monday before, so.
All right, you can recover.
You can bring the cupcakes the next week.
All right. And that is the only birthday I could find in our stuff, but we have a lot of anniversaries for Rotary this month. Steve Roscoe was on the 1st. Harris Doan was on the 1st. Brent Finley was on the 7th. I was on the 10th, or that is today. And Jesus is on the 26th in
What
07.
is my anniversary?
Yeah, your anniversary, yep, your anniversary. And then Paul is on the 28th, 01. So there was a lot of people came into Rotary this week. So.
24 years.
Yeah, I didn't.
Quite exciting. And but then we also received our Hollywood Walk of Fame star, right?
Yes.
So how many people went to that? I know it was Kathy, Paul, and Elliot, you were there, right?
Elia and
Yep.
David.
David, so tell us about it. Who doesn't have a mouthful of food? Elliot?
Elia doesn't have a mouth.
It was great. It was very highly attended. It was beautiful to see how many people were there. The stars were all along the museo that it's in the back. I guess they have two halls. The main hall, which is the main building, and then at the back where they have the posters that they did
It's
for
the Carnegie
movie.
Library.
Well, the collection itself is huge. It's amazing to see all the different posters, like how they would do it by hand before. We had a tour, a special tour, and then we got to also see the expo that they had in the front or in the main hall. I don't know, it was really nice to be a part of it, and it was nice that as the Rotary we were able to be present and to have to be in support of them. So, yeah.
All right, glorious. So we are immortalized at least for another month at the museo for Anaheim Rotary.
Now, I'll add on to that. The exhibit was really good. Of course, going around with the guy who did the collection and put it together and then did the exhibit, it was very interesting to see how those show cards started, because that's what they are. They're movie illustrations, and finding out that many of them were done without the illustrator ever seeing the movie.
Right,
Had
right.
no idea how
They got a general idea of the plot and then just make something
something
around
like
it.
that, or who the actors and actresses were.
Mhm.
And then of course, those were all studio owned, so there's no listing of who the illustrator was
Right, right.
until you get into, I think it was like the 60s and 70s where they broke away, where the movie studios no longer owned it, so they could start signing their stuff. But up until then, only the foreign, like in Europe or whatever, for those show cards, they could actually put who the illustrator was
Oh, okay.
on there. They didn't have a copyright issue, or it wasn't owned by the studio. It was very interesting, and then you go in, but the one other exhibit is there from a collector. He was an autograph collector for years and ended up with a huge stack of the caricature drawings from the Brown Derby.
Oh, right.
And it was really cool. It was very fun to see.
That is neat. Well, that's also.
And then they have a few movies, old movies, kind of inset to kind of show a little bit from it. But the exhibit itself was really very nice.
It was interesting is where those exhibits were, like 2 weeks before they were filled with my trains. So it was pretty
Oh,
crazy,
yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, yeah. All right, well, that was it. They also, an interesting thing is the lobby cards and all those things. It was the same thing with Pulp Fiction magazine covers. It was in books, all that pulp stuff from the 20s, 30s, 40s. Same thing, you had all these well-known artists that are doing all these paintings. The title would be in front of it, but it's all lost history. Nobody knows who did those. So fascinating out there. All right. And Lane, you have something you want to say?
Yeah, before the announcement, I was at an event on Friday, ribbon cutting for the new Boy Scout office in Santa Ana, a huge place, and was surprised to find out the new president of the Boy Scouts is a Rotarian, Bill Baker from Villa Park, which was cool, and Aaron Salaba was there, because I got people that were Rotary scouting people called Cliff Doctormans there, which Bill Baker is, who was the president, and Aaron was, and he's all excited now. He's working on his wood badge, and he's now going to be a scoutmaster. All his kids have grown up out of Cub Scouting, and now they're going to be scouts. So it was really an interesting thing to go back and see my past. when I retired 15 years ago from there. But the thing I wanted to invite everybody to is I just filled out my registration on DACTB. And if you haven't been on DACTB as members of the club, please learn how to do it. Kathy can help you.
No,
If
Barbara.
you don't know how
Barbara
to
can
do
help
it,
you.
but that's how you
Barbara.
register.
No, don't go see
For
Kevin.
March
Nope.
15th.
Lane, no, don't see me.
See Barbara.
Barbara.
Sorry about that.
No, but it'd be funny to have Kathy
Barbara
teaching
will
you.
help you.
So you said
terrible.
Kathy.
Barbara will help
You
you
said
do
Kathy,
that.
okay.
March 15th, I just registered for it, and you do it on DACTB, and hopefully most of our club will be there, and Adam or someone will put together a nice lunch afterwards.
On March 15th.
Are we gonna?
That's the Ides of March. Let's not go get Greek food.
Remember to
No
get your
Italian.
permit too, you gotta have a
What's that?
permit to park, and that's on the DACTB site.
And that is, for me, unfortunately, that is St. Patrick's Day weekend, and I'm defining myself that weekend. Okay, thank you, Lane. Anything
We'll
else?
get the proper number of
Oh,
people.
one other thing,
Oh,
this
one
month
more
I'm
thing.
32 years in the club.
What's that? Who is?
32 years.
32 years is my anniversary in the club.
Really? Oh, okay, let's see. I've got you, I don't have you on my list, so I've got a
February.
list. All right.
It's not your official start date, Lane.
Have you checked Activate?
Yeah, we'll check that.
Yeah,
Kathy can show
That's a
you.
good one.
Okay, well, that,
Come on, Mr. Dactyby.
yeah. All right, so then a reminder that next Monday, we have no meeting in honor of President's Day. And on the following Monday, the 24th, we have John Gustafaro, who's I got him as a musician, magician, and saint.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just threw that in there, it sounded good, all three of them together, tied in together. March 3rd, we have the leadership meeting, as Lane was talking about earlier. The 29th, we have the Corazon House build. And then we have, I think it was March 31st. Yeah, there's 31 days. So we have the Adventures of Jesus Leon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for that, so.
Is that all about the Eagles?
No, it's well, it will include the Eagles because it was a stop
Haven't
on
said,
the
but you're
East
gonna
Coast
include
trip.
the Eagles.
I'm sure there's gonna be, yes, Steve?
So outside of hearing about the Leon family road trip to the northeast coast, we're open in March 3rd, 10th, and 24th.
Oh,
So after almost 2.5 years of doing this, I'm starting to run out of people. So
Huh?
if anybody has some suggestions,
Yeah, actually, we've got one, I think Lane talked, Mike Schmidt from the Orange Club gives a presentation about horseback.
Oh,
riding
wait,
in
no.
Catalina.
Lane's start date was May 1st, 1992.
May 1st, Lane, you've got a couple of months yet.
That's what it says in Jacoby.
That's
I
what
have it up
Jacoby
right here.
says.
And Dr. does not lie. I mean, Kathy can tell you that.
have them check out the
Does
new
lie.
Dactyby.
New improved Dr.
Steve, what were those open meetings again? I'll put in the squeaky one.
3, 10, 17.
3, 10, and 17.
Everything in March
I
except
could
last
get
week.
I could get a speaker for at least one of those.
3, 10, 17, and 24.
Yeah.
Hike, go Eagles.
Oh, yeah, you had a good speaker.
3, 10, 17, and
Yeah,
24.
and-
Okay. Yeah,
so we're
Gary
open on St.
Martinez.
Patty's Day, right?
Yes, and I'll
He won't
probably
be here.
I might be here because we're gonna be doing the partying before, so I might be in just very, very quietly talking. All right, so do we have any more announcements before? Yes, Tamara.
So for the, I don't know if you guys remember last year, Eldon came to speak to us right before Child Abuse Awareness Month with the Race Foundation. They asked me to see if there's anybody who would like a community awareness kit. It's good for family resource centers, schools, businesses, places of worship, hospital, library, county agencies, nonprofits, youth organizations, first responders, recreation, or other. What it is they're yard signs, and then you can plant.
Oh, hold on a minute, hold on. Can you guys hear Tamara out there? Okay.
And then they give you yard signs for child abuse awareness, and then also pinwheels. So you can coordinate with your organization to plant pinwheel gardens, and you can post it on social media if you'd like to, and they give you a couple other things with it. Also, if you work with any kids or know any kids that are interested, so the yard signs have the artwork from kids who have past winners from the art contest. This year they have 3 different prize categories for high school, middle school, and elementary. 100 for first, 75 for second, and then 50 for third. Plus they'll also give you a matching donation to the teacher, school, or organization of their choice. and then they get posted in the calendar. So if anybody's interested, either the contest this year is what is your happy place? So the kids can submit, their, artwork for prizes and notoriety. And then if anybody's interested in a community kit, I can get the information and send it out, and then they'll either work on.
I'll give some to Paul there.
Yeah.
Paul can-
Yeah, I was just saying.
Just give him the flyers, it'll be
Yes.
easier for him.
Okay, great.
So
Unless
just
you have an
wanted to throw that
electronic
out there.
version,
If
you
there's
can
anybody
send it.
that's interested in either like, in the,
Because we used to do this,
Yeah, we did judging one of those
No.
contests once.
though, it was different, it was by Rotary. It was the district, I haven't seen.
Is this the Raise Foundation?
yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, I sat on their board for 2 terms. It's, youth protection.
Yes, I'm on the Child Abuse Prevention Council also, and then I'm
Yeah.
part of the Blue Ribbon Committee, so we're trying to get the awareness out for either community kids. Also, if anybody's interested, you can let me know. The kickoff ceremony is on the 28th at the Heritage Museum. It's really cool.
so is this for the month of March then? Is March Child Abuse Awareness?
April is, but the
April.
kickoff, so their
Yeah,
kickoff
but you
event.
have gotta get those stuff.
And then this, for the art contest, is, it's due by the 28th of February, and the community kids, if you want them, is the 21st, so.
Okay, thank you very much, Tamara. All right,
Yeah,
excellent.
just take a picture with your phone.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So, anybody else have an announcement before we get our speaker up?
No
Oh.
meeting next week,
Robin?
What's that?
no meeting.
Yeah, I understand. No meeting, everybody knows, no meeting next week due to President's Day. All right.
Robin.
Oh, Robin has something?
Yeah,
Oh.
you don't
Oh.
have an announcement, cause you had some stuff in, just recently in, on social media that, you were looking for some specific
blanket thing.
items.
Oh gosh, yes, always looking for blankets, jackets, warm items. We are a hub for providers, meaning the police department, the Hope Center in Fullerton, CityNet, Mariposa, all the people that serve the unhoused community. They're the ones that actually can get them off the streets. They come here because they don't have availability to food and clothing and warm items for people living in their cars. And so when we have these items here at Recovery Road, they come and get them, and it helps make connection and makes it easier to help them get off the street. So it's really working great. And that's an always thing, you guys. That's always. Blankets, wool wrap, even big blankets for people living in their vehicles. It's working to help the people connect with the unhoused population to get them off the street. So, yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Robin, and thank you, Kathy. All right, so without any further ado, I'd like to bring up Rosita Enriquez, recipient of scholarships from the Rotary Club, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sure thing. My pleasure. Everybody give it up for her.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here. Yes, I'm so thankful. Thank you, Steve, for the email, and thank you, Barbara, for uploading the slides. I'm so happy to be here because it is good to give thanks. Thanks for what I received. Back in 1999, I was about to graduate from Modena High School in Orange. Does anybody know Modena?
Yeah.
Yes. So it was a beautiful teacher, Miss Laura Nickerson. She always took care of students, who needed that extra help. And I was one of them because 2 years before I had come to the U.S. My mom. I'm the oldest of 4 daughters, and my mom came here with us, and in 1 year I did what a regular student will do, or it will take 4 years. So I got this scholarship. I don't know if you could see the man right here is Bill, or William Bill France. Did you guys remember him? He from the Rotary in Orange. I think because El Modena is Orange. Anyway, so he gave me a scholarship. He also was so kind. I remember he took my mom and Miss Laura Nickerson and I to dinner, and it was to lunch. It was just so beautiful. In the
You can't get it, the whole screen.
Oh, I see. Oh, no problem. I think if you do share, okay. Okay, well, and then the following, what I wanted to share, this one is the letter from Ms. Laura Nickerson, where she shares how, you know, all my effort paid off and what I accomplished, right? Because I came to the US knowing, you know, nothing of zero English. And then these two are the award of excellence that is given it's only one per year per student, and I got it in the one in 1998 and the one in 1999, and that's what allowed me to be the recipient of the medal from the English department, and it was an honor. That's me and picture I graduated, and then later on I attended Santiago Canyon College. Yeah, and that's a letter from Miss Leah. She was the head librarian. Always encouraging. And I'm mentioning, you know, these people because they are role models, right? Students, right, by themselves cannot make it. We need that extra help, that extra guidance. And you guys were there through Bill, right, the Rotary, and also Ms. Laura Nickerson, and then Ms. Leah and other ones. So I just want to encourage you, you know, to see that the young people that come to you, they need that extra help, right? Because there's fears, right? And you guys are there to encourage them and to open the way. And then the following picture is, this was in Sacramento. There was a symposium on teacher recruitment development. There were a few of us from Santiago Canyon College that had that the honor to go and because I wanted to become a teacher, so we went there. It was a beautiful experience. I found that pictures I want to share with you all because what the Rotary did is to help me, you know, to do the next thing and then the next thing, and then I want to also share the other things I've done. Then the following picture is the room B212 at Santiago Canyon College. That's where we used to have the Christian club meetings, where we had you know, several students who would just get together and see how we can help each other. And it was my friend Kim Renga and I who started this club. So it was a beautiful experience. Then after I left, it was my sister Christy Ponce who continued.
Is the club still in operation?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, and then the following is, that was the award that we received for our help there. Oh yes, then in 2002, I started to help an English class that happened at night in Costa Mesa. So these were adults who wanted to learn English, and yes, you know, Mr. Harvey, he gave me the opportunity to help him alongside with him and to be in the classroom and help the students with what they needed. And because I've always wanted to be a teacher. Okay, here, okay. I don't know if you, this part is cut, but this is 775 Northeast Street, which is the intersection of East and La Palma. There's a 7-Eleven right there. But if you remember, back in 2000, let's see, it was in 2015 that this wall was built. At that time, I don't know if you can see here whenever you drive by there, you're gonna notice that on the street, there are two colors. Why? Because at that time, these houses were reaching all the way here. There was no sidewalk. And at that time, my children were attending a school where we used to pass by this street to go home, and every time I would go home around 2:50 p.m., you know, heading east, I would see women with their strollers, men, with their canes, walk by here, and there was no sidewalk, and then the cars were super close. And I said, I need to do something. So I wrote a letter, a heartfelt letter to the mayor. I told him we need to do something, because otherwise, later on, we will regret when we see a casualty. And guess what? He called me. I remember the day when he called me. I was at my friend Mari's house, and he said, we will do it. He said, we're just waiting for the grant from the federal government. It's gonna take about 2 years because it takes a long time, but we will do it. And I remember he asked me, anything else? There's another thing I wanted to ask you, but maybe at another time I could share that with you, because that's it's very emotional to me right now. But I didn't tell him, but I wish I would have told him. Anyways, I'm so happy, because that's why I put this heart full of joy, accidents, because now there's a sidewalk, right? I heard that even the city of Anaheim had to purchase the backyard, right, of those properties, so that's why it took longer. But I'm just so happy. Every time I drive by there, because when we go to church, we drive by there, I tell my kids, look.
That's you?
Yeah, because we have to do something. So when there's something for us to do, let's just do it. Let's not be afraid. Let's not say, are they going to hear me? Who am I? Yes, you can do it. Yes. Okay, and then the following is something that happened to me. I don't know if you've heard of Jimmy Darts. He's a YouTuber who does kindness, who spreads kindness everywhere. Guess what? He came to Anaheim about 5 months ago, and we happened to meet him. I was with my 2 daughters. The video now has the next one, Barbara, has 11.6 million views. I invite you to watch it. If you go to Instagram and then go to the Reels, and you scroll down, you're gonna see that. And then it's very short, but if you notice something towards the end of the video, I cried. Why? Because he told me that I was the first person to play his kindness challenge game. Right? He was launching that. It's a fun thing, by the way, if you want to get it for friends, relatives, family. And I was just crying. Why? Because throughout my life, I've done acts of kindness. And I never heard of anyone back, oh, you were able to.
Elliot, can you see it now?
Oh, to share the screen.
Now we can, yeah.
But we can't.
We can't see it.
Looks good.
Yeah, well,
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna.
pass it back and forth, okay?
No, I'm gonna share the other screen.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you do.
So stop sharing. Share.
Rosita, what did he do? What was the act of kindness?
Well,
Can you see it now?
he comes, right, and he says, hi. He says, would you like $500 or would you like this gift? And my daughter said the $500 one. And I said, wait, let's see what that gift has, right? So we opened it, and it was this card, right, the card game box that said kindness challenge. So I opened it, and then he said, okay, scratch off that card. And I remember we didn't have a coin, so I just grabbed my ring, and it said, grab one item or grab a few items from the store and surprise a friend without that friend knowing. Get something that friend will like, that will make her feel special. And I thought of a very dear friend who had lost her husband a few years back, and her son, right? And they were not able to get a gift that they wanted. And I just said, oh, this is their chance. So I remember I asked them, do they have the Nintendo Switch game here? And then he said, yeah, let's go ask. So we went to because in the video you cannot see everything.
And where are you?
But here at the Anaheim, the Walmart in Anaheim, at the Anaheim Plaza. Yeah, in the toys aisle.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was just, that day was just so many things. Yeah, so I invite you to watch that video, and just let's keep on spreading kindness, right? Because kindness is just beautiful seeds, and sometimes nobody sees them, but one day you will be rewarded. Yeah. And then, so the following was, the next one is, well, this is meaningful for me because I am a mom, right? With Moms Orange County, they had a little class, and for me, motherhood has been beautiful because my oldest daughter, she's 17, and my youngest is going to be 2 years old this month. Yes. And it has been also very rewarding because there's been a lot of suffering in my life, but I don't know, whenever I see my children, there's just a reason, that a purpose, and so much satisfaction. And then this is a picture of my 5 children. So my daughter Bethel, if you notice, all of my children have EL at the end. It's meaningful because, right, the EL in Hebrew is the word for God. And Bethel means the house of God. Why is that meaningful? Because God wants us to be that house for God, because God, he's over there, but he wants to take home in our hearts, and it's until we let him. So that to me is very touching. That's why her name is Bethel. And then Ezekiel means God is my strength, because sometimes we get tired, right? The journey is not easy, and we need that strength that doesn't have any limits. Yeah. And then Abigail, well, Abigail is spelled with I-L, right? But we took the I and we put an E. Abigail without the E actually means the joy of the Father, because Abba, right, is Father. So the joy of the Father, but when you put E-L, it's the joy of God the Father. That's what Abigail means. If you know anyone who's Abigail, their name is Abigail, so it means the joy of the Father. And then I have my Rachel. That's Rachel right there. Little Lamb of God. And then Rachel, she's 6 years old. And then my baby Sherelle. Her name means Song of God, and it's very meaningful to me because there was a time in our marriage where things were really, really hard, and I went through the most painful time in my life. I always thought that, I'm so strong, I'm a spiritual woman, but I remember that I faced depression face to face. I didn't know that I could just go down, I just thought, yes, I'm positive I can just go on. But it was a hard time, and I am very thankful that my marriage was recovered, and that's why I chose the name Sherelle, because it means the song of God. Why? Because our lives, no matter how they look, there's a song after. There's a hope. Yeah, the hope. Sherelle. And then the middle name is Love, right? So the song is Love. And then what I wanted to share also with you is that because I've been a mom taking care of my children, and I found a way to create income. So 5 years ago, I started to teach language. In my little business, just first I contacted the Anaheim Parks and the community classes from Anaheim, and then my classes started to be advertised there in the Anaheim magazine. So I started to get a few students, teaching them Spanish, also some English classes and pronunciation classes. So I'm excited. I've been in the magazine for about 5 years now. But also I have my, I pass out my cards, and I have an ad in Yelp, and that's how I've been able to get students from the high schools nearby, because their parents want them to keep that A in Spanish, and I'm just so thankful because that's a way I can serve. Yeah, and so if you know anyone who wants to learn Spanish, you can tell them I'm here.
That's
Yeah.
adults and kids.
Adults and kids, yeah. And also anyone who is in the medical field, because there's many nurses who want to, improve their Spanish, to give a better service to the patients. And because of the restoration that happened in my marriage, and because of what my parents went through, right? I decided I'm also becoming a marriage harmony restoration coach. Why? Because I want to help many families, thousands, millions of families. Why not? Now we have Zoom, right? We are able to go everywhere. I want to help so many families to stay together, right? That no matter what, right? There's therapy, there's counseling, there's resources. Why not use all the research that has been done? Like Dr. John Gottman with the Gottman Institute. They have lots of resources, money that was spent, on seeing what works and what doesn't work, and that there's a way, So that's, if you know anyone who needs help in those two areas, I am here to help. And lastly, I'd like to thank you, Rotary Club, for the kindness. Yes, the kindness that was shown to me back then, right, when I was in high school. It will continue to spread service everywhere I go. So thank you for what you do. What you do is very meaningful to the communities and to generations to come too, right? Yes, and also, I forgot to mention my children. Both my Bethel and Ezekiel, they have won the water conservation painting contest from Anaheim. So we have 4 trophies in the house. See what you have done then passes on, right, to inspire our future generations. So thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you.
What ages are your children
Very
now?
good question.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, any questions that you want to ask? Even, I am a 3rd generation, immigrant. I can answer any questions too if you have any questions. My
ages of your
children,
children.
17. Bethel is 17.
Okay.
Ezekiel is 15.
What high schools?
Bethel and Ezekiel, they go to Acacia Wood Preparatory School. It's a small private school.
Okay.
Yeah.
What city is that in?
In Anaheim.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's on La Palma and Magnolia.
Okay, so when they get into college,
Yes.
they need to look for a Rotary Club, or is it
Yeah.
Rotaract or?
Rotaract.
Rotaract.
Rotaract for college chapters.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Thank
Probably
you.
don't
Mhm.
Paul
And-
and Magnolia, really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was-
There's also because your
Opposite your
15-year-old, is
leadership.
he a freshman or a sophomore?
Oh, my 15-year-old, he is a sophomore. No,
Soph-
freshman.
freshman.
Ezekiel is a freshman.
Well, there's a leadership camp called RILA. That's through Rotary.
Oh.
So when he becomes a sophomore next year, you should definitely have him apply for that.
Yeah, well, the school,
Apply to
because
go.
it's a small private school, they allow them to create their own clubs.
Well, he could come back and create an Interact Club, which is the high school version of Rotary. But and by going to RILA, he can get the leadership skills to help him do that. It's a weekend camping trip where they learn about leadership skills,
That's
and
wonderful.
doing service clubs at their schools and starting
And
the
that
Rotary.
started
trip.
with the Rotary?
It started with the Rotary. It's the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards.
Yeah, we pay for that, we pay
So
for
keep
the
in
students
touch
to
with
go
us,
every year.
and next year he should definitely apply because
Yes.
he goes to a school here in Anaheim, and he could apply for a sponsorship from the Anaheim Rotary Club.
Great, thank you so much. And then the ages, and then the next one is Abigail, she is 8, and Rachel, she is 6, and I'm homeschooling both of them.
Well, and the reason I was asking was to see if there was an opportunity for them to do Rotaract or RILA or whatever.
Ryla,
but yeah.
okay.
Gotta get a little bit older for those two ones.
Yeah. Or we can start something for the children, right, Tom?
Little ones, huh?
I don't know.
And any other questions?
I don't even want to go near high
Yes,
school.
dear.
You mentioned that the mayor helped you go learn, so who was the mayor at that time? You remember who it was?
Oh, the mayor, Tom.
It was Tom
Yes.
Tate. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give
I
Tom
just
credit.
remember, like, when he called
Never
me.
heard.
Oh, he didn't respond
We got
to me.
two
He
Toms.
actually
I
called.
told you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that
how
was very, like,
We usually have somebody
Yeah.
else ring the bell.
Yeah.
It's so rare to get a
96 or
politician.
something.
Wonderful.
Or maybe it was Tom Daly.
Was it,
Yeah.
was it Tom
Tom
Daly?
Daly.
Daly.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of our
well, we'll give that Tom credit.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
Okay, well,
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Very much.
thank you,
All right, everybody give a round of applause. Thank you.
For
Right.
Tom.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
you're
you so
inspirational.
much. Thank you.
All right, so, happy sad bucks. While we wrap this up, there's a lot of happiness, a lot of sadness, I suppose, but let's be happy.
I think he's gonna end
I've
up
had a
paying
couple.
for our.
I know, I think
No, wait a minute, he's gonna end up paying for our entire Christmas.
I
We
think
already
so,
have,
yes,
we already
yes.
have money.
I got a question though,
I have
Adam,
to
before
fund the whole
you
thing.
Hold on, we have
is,
a-
do we owe you, don't we owe you donations for the?
Oh, yes,
for
if
the
anybody
Star?
wants to pay in, I bought the star for the Walk of Fame for the club, if anybody wants to donate for that. That'll be separate from the happy sad bucks. But,
I already sent my money in through Zelle.
okay, I don't have a Zelle account, so I don't know how that is, but, and,
Oh,
and,
I'm sorry, I sent it into the club, Adam.
oh, okay, cool, all right. And something else that's strange is that I'm happy about, but Kathy's got a green light bulb on her table, so I guess it's for green ideas, so.
It's for the Eagles.
Okay.
I'll give this to you because I got this from the utility department. And it's something to do.
I'll put it
with-
in my room tonight before
with
Liz gets
porch-
home.
well, it's supposed to be
You should,
porch
That
light.
was funny.
get that 150
It's
back
supposed to
from,
be
Greg.
porch light
He's not here.
for
No, but-
veterans, but we have
Oh.
no idea why.
Got it. I'll put it to use. I'll put it to
But I
use.
figured you would.
So my
Okay.
happy bucks obviously are for.
So $40,000 in there, nice,
The
nice.
Eagles Super Bowl victory, go Bird.
Hey,
Um,
usually people give me the bird, so I'm glad.
Also for my wife's birthday, it was her birthday yesterday.
oh, there's that one.
So
Yeah,
we
that's right.
think about that. I had to juggle the Super Bowl and
your wife's
a
birthday?
birthday
Who won?
without.
Which one won?
I think she
It
was
was
happy.
both.
Oh.
We celebrated her all weekend, and she got to be with her family, and so it was cool. We went to dinner, we went dancing. It was fun.
All right, well, marvelous.
Very
Okay, well, there's a very happy man there.
Dancing,
Okay, dancing, doing the eagle.
Oh, and,
The Eagle.
Okay, so I'll put this, Adam, towards our star on the
Oh,
wall of
okay,
fame. It's
all
very
right.
prominent and it looks really cool. I also went to the VIP because I also bought a star in my dad's name.
All right,
He
Lord.
was a big contributor to Anaheim history.
wow.
All right, all right, and,
Here.
okay, what you got?
Ren Fair.
Ren
Going to
Fair.
Ren Fair, gonna go act stupid and. I don't
And
know.
who's acting? Come on, really?
Yeah, I think I'll do the archery.
Oh,
and
right, right.
I wanna do the axe throwing
Right.
and the
What's that,
sword
Barbara?
fighting.
Sword fighting and
Huh?
all that.
What
What
is
is
it?
it?
Renaissance Fair.
Renaissance
Oh,
Fair.
the dress up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I dress up, of course I dress
Oh,
up,
yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
oh yeah.
Adam, that's for the start.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I got the, you know, the bodice
My son
and
does it all.
cinch myself in.
No, I've seen her at several
We take
occasions.
Pictures all the time,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very cool,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've
It's
been-
out in the valley or something, right? Yeah.
You've done that too?
No, well, you gotta go to Renaissance. Fair's a lot of fun. I do it.
Well, you don't have to, you could dress up as a pirate, you know.
Ah, you can't.
You
But they also
know.
have, They have Pirate Invasion Weekend at the fair. They have different themes at fair. There's fair cons, so you can dress up as
So
any characters.
this is a fair I go to with a girl that I met in kindergarten, so I've known her since I was 5 years old.
Right?
And we were just talking about it because our neighborhood houses all burned down in the fire, and we were talking about all the houses we went to, you know, and I mean, I just remember that neighborhood, you know, it was so cool. So she and another girlfriend that I've known since I was 4, so there's
Wow.
3 of us that have been in touch, you know, almost 60 years.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
That is, but you guys are gonna go to fair. And, but it's
She
something.
got her hand raised.
Elia's raised her hand.
Okay, so I have 5 happy bucks and I'll send it through Zelle. I want to say, like, thank you so much for setting up that tour last week. I thought it was so impressive to see the crime center. So Steve, thank you for doing that. It was really cool to be able to see like how much we are doing in the city to really get ahead of crime and to be able to catch the bad guys. So it's impressive to see that we're still in the leading edge of that. And I also want to say for our presenter, when you talk about women in leadership, you're also talking about like women that make an impact, and you definitely are. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing and for also getting your kids involved. I think that
Oh,
that's
thank you.
also something to applaud. So thank you.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
thank you.
All right.
That's for your slush fund.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. All right, great. All right. Slush fund. All right.
Presidential slush fund.
I put in there. I've got.
We did take pictures of the star, so he
Right.
did pay for it.
Yes, I am gonna, and I think you should, anyway, go to the board for that, but, we'll
Yeah, you
we'll
should-
post.
Yeah, you should go and see, because I think the foundation will pay for it, and then whoever gave you the $20, then they get the deduction off their.
Okay, well, I mean, it's something that's, I support the museum anyway because they support me. And I
Yeah,
got
I
some,
sent $30 through Zelle, so that should go to you, Adam. I'm sorry, I didn't
All right,
realize. that-
okay. I'm gonna make money on this deal. It's gonna be great.
It's the word slush fund.
Yeah, that's right, it works. I put in a few bucks. I found out that we had a friend of mine, speaking of fair, she was a lady that went to Renaissance Fair with for decades ago, and she was lost in the Altadena fire. Their house burned down, and they found bones and found her dental records, and it was hers. She's passed on, so that's a tough way in it, but we're not gonna end it on that.
No, somebody's gotta have some happy bucks.
Yeah, well, we got happy bucks.
Well, they were happy.
He's happy enough for everybody. We've got some happy bucks. So. All right, and so, does anybody else have anything for the good, for the cause before I spout off this crazy stuff we came up with at the end? It is the end, since it is Valentine's Day. I had a couple of different ideas, and one of them was, did you hear about the 2 bed bugs that fell in love? Well, they're getting married in the spring. All right. The other one is speaking of being married. My wife and I were talking about who is stronger, whether a man or a woman is stronger. And she contends that a woman is stronger. And I'm thinking, you're right. And I agree with my wife. I said, yes, a woman is stronger because it takes 6 men to carry a man to his grave, but it only takes 1 woman to put him there. Thank you, folks.
Wow, that's very Valentine's.
That's the kind of thing that gets you some really